Hi there, it's Laura here from iHeart Planners, and today I'm going to be doing something that I've wanted to do for a long time. I'm putting 5 different cleaning cloths to the test. While you're here, be sure to take a minute, give this video a thumbs up, and subscribe to our channel. We have lots of fun videos like this coming out soon. And let's go ahead and I'm going to explain a little bit about what I did here for this test. So I wanted it to be as realistic as possible. And so I have smeared peanut butter, jelly, and my least favorite item to clean up, dough, on my counters. I've let it sit for a couple hours so we could get a real challenging cleaning situation on our hands. And then I'm actually going to put the cloths to the test. Now, I've never done this before. You'll see a couple of these cloths are brand new. I've never even used them. So I have no idea how this is going to turn out. So I'm really curious to see. Now, I do want to mention this test is really going to test how effective the cloths are at taking the mess away and how easy it is, like how much do I have to scrub. But one thing I'm not able to test is how sanitizing they are. I just have no way of testing whether or not it actually removed bacteria and things that I can't see. So some of them make claims to that and I have no way of testing that. So this is just really to show how well they actually clean the surfaces. And the 5 different cloths that I am going to be testing is the Magic Eraser. This I've used for years, so I already know that I love this and it works really well on surfaces. The biggest downside to it is that it kind of is self-destroying as you use it, so you'll have to get a lot. But when I have tough messes, this is my go-to. Then I thought, why not test just a regular paper towel? I know this one isn't the most environmentally friendly, but I just want to see how effective is it at cleaning up these types of messes. The third thing is I just grabbed a regular old dishcloth, just one of the cheap dishcloths that I use all the time, and I just want to see how does it do. Next, this is one I'm super excited to try, is a 4-pack of microfiber cloths from the Dollar Tree. So literally 4 of these was $1, and I'm really curious to see if these 25-cent cloths, how well they perform. And lastly, I got a genuine Norwex cleaning cloth. Now these are like the premier in cleaning cloths. These are way more expensive. They claim to do a much better job. They have little bits of silver embedded in them and they're supposed to be more sanitizing so you don't even have to wash them all the time. Although personally, I think I'd be a little grossed out if I cleaned up this mess and didn't wash it, but you wouldn't have to. So I'm really curious to see if this thing performs better. And honestly, I've never used one of these before, so I have no idea how this is going to turn out. All right, here we go with the Magic Eraser. Now this dough is like pretty hard on there and is really tricky. So we're just gonna start scrubbing, and it's definitely, like, even with the Magic Eraser, it's definitely taking some force to get this clean. And I would say the Magic Eraser is the one I was expecting to work the best. So. Why did I do this? This is just a standard laminate countertop. Anything porous, I'm sure, would be more difficult to remove. Also, I'm not using my, like, if you used your nails on this, it would come up easier, but I'm not doing that because it just hurts your nails. So it's been at least a minute of scrubbing and we're still not quite done. This part right here is really stubborn. I'm going to use the drier side, really is helping, and then we're going to get to the jelly. Now this hasn't crusted on too bad and it picked right up. One thing I will say about this Magic Eraser is while it's good for getting tough caked on things, it's not really designed for wiping your whole countertop. You can see it doesn't really soak in, so I'd probably need to go over it with a rag or a paper towel, but we got that all up. It did require some pretty serious scrubbing and took a couple of minutes, and this is pretty much destroyed now. All right, so we're gonna move on to just your standard paper towel. This is, I think, a Sam's Club brand of paper towel, the half size, and I've got them damp. So we're just gonna go on here. And this, I can already tell you, is gonna be even harder than the Magic Eraser because there's just not a lot of grip. So when you're trying to get this dough, it's like, I feel like it's doing almost nothing. Like, unless I was ready to use my nails, like, it may not even work. Because as I'm pushing on this, it's not moving it because there's no grip or grit to get it to go. So I really think it's gonna take forever. So I definitely would not recommend a paper towel for dough. And I think I already knew this because I've tried in the past. Does not work. All right, so let's try the jelly with just a damp paper towel. Works pretty good on the jelly. And the peanut butter, it's kind of smearing the peanut butter a little bit more than I expected. And it's not, since it's wet, it's not absorbing as much. I think a drier one would have done a little better. But it does pretty good on the peanut butter and jelly. And I like that you can just throw it away and you don't have to worry about it again, but definitely not on the dough. This is just a regular dishcloth. This is from Target, the Target brand. I think this is probably came in a pack of several, so it's probably less than $1. You can see it's well used and it's pretty wet, and I'm just gonna see how this does on the dough. Okay, this is doing much, much better than the paper towel. I can tell you that already. Still requires quite a bit of force, and it would be nice if there was a little bit more grit. And keep in mind, on all of these, this dough is pretty thick on there and has been sitting on there for at least a couple hours. So this is like the biggest challenge I think you would ever have in your kitchen. But as I'm pushing and giving it a lot of force, it's doing something. But it's still, without a scraper of any kind or using my nails, it's gonna take a while. And you can see how I'm putting my hand on it so it gets a lot of force, and we're still gonna take us a long while to get all this. And then if you had a whole counter like that, wow, it would just be, it would take forever. So I'm not in love with this option, but it's definitely better than the paper towel. And with about 1.5 minutes of really intense scrubbing, I think we're able to get almost all of it. These are the worst spots. And you see I'm switching hands because they're actually getting tired from having to scrub so much. Okay, but I think we got the whole thing. Then let's try the rag on the jelly. Came right up. The jelly's pretty easy. And then the peanut butter. And you'll see how this is getting into the paper towel dough that didn't really get cleaned up. So this does pretty good on the peanut butter and jelly. And I feel like even the regular rag that I'm using here has enough grit to it to actually get things up. So this is our Dollar Tree microfiber. I got it damp, and this is the one that came for $1. So this is only 25 cents, so you can't beat the price. And I'm really curious to see how this is gonna do. So I'm really scrubbing. This, I think, is a little better for sure than just a regular rag. I can already tell it has a little bit more grit to it to really scrub against things that are caked on. But I still do have to apply quite a bit of force. It's definitely not magic. And I would say this is definitely a little bit easier than the paper towel. Probably similar to the Magic Eraser. But it's still gonna take quite a bit of force and time to get this mess up. Okay, so I have been able to get all the dough. Now we'll do the jelly and the peanut butter. And that came off pretty easily with this Dollar Tree microfiber cloth. All right, this is our Norwex cloth, and I must say I was the most curious about this. This cloth is by far the most expensive of all the cloths. This one is brand new. I've never actually used a Norwex cloth like this before. And it's close to $20 retail price, so you'll pay quite a bit more. They tell you that it kind of self-sanitizes, so you wouldn't have to wash it all the time. I think I probably would choose to do so after this. They also, I should mention, tell you to be careful how you wash it. So if you do get one of these, I just want to mention that. And let's just go ahead and dive in and see how it's going to do here on this caked on dough. So it does have more grit than, say, the paper towel or the regular rag, but it doesn't feel to me in this situation a ton different from the cheapy microfiber. Like, still having to push pretty hard and really work to get this up. Now again, this is like the most challenging kitchen situation you could possibly have. If it might work marginally. It is coming off a little bit faster than the cheapy microfiber from the Dollar Tree. So I would give it definitely a couple more points, because you can see I'm not pressing quite as hard, and it's definitely happening faster. Like, there was a lot of caked on dough and I'm able to get it up faster. So I would say yes, it's definitely superior, but I don't know that, yeah, I'm just not sure if it's worth 20 times as much. But yeah, that was definitely like the easiest one, even easier than the magic eraser, which I'm surprised. Like, I've already got it up and I think it's only been about 45 seconds. So that's good. Now let's try it on the jelly. Now that jelly is really, yeah, that came right off. That was pretty good. And the peanut butter, yeah, it comes right off. So no problem there. I would say my biggest thing with this Norwex cloth though is, like, even though I understand possibly it is still sanitary, I just would not want to reuse that even once. Like, it's going into the wash for me. So if I get one of these, we're going to have multiples, and they're going to be washed a lot. And I have some concern that overwashing them will make them not work as well. But this is definitely, like, I can feel that it's significantly sturdier. Like, maybe I should even weigh it. In front is the Dollar Tree one, and behind is the Norwex microfiber. I don't know if you can see the thickness difference. This one is way thicker than this one. Like, you can even see how the light. It's definitely sturdier. I just don't know if I think it is worth $20 versus 25 cents. So I would say if you can't afford this, definitely use this, and this would definitely be my second choice. So if I was rating these in terms of performance, I would probably pick the Norwex cloth first, followed by the Dollar Tree microfiber cloth, probably followed by the magic eraser style sponge. Next, I would pick the just regular dishcloth. And then last would definitely be the paper towels. Like, they can't even get the job done, to be honest. So that would definitely be last. Now, in terms of cost, obviously Norwex is probably the most expensive. However, on a per use basis, I might say the paper towels, because I used 3. I did not even get the entire mess cleaned up. So if I really wanted to keep working on it with paper towels, I would have to use several. So I think that cost would probably actually be the most expensive. I would say this microfiber cloth from the Dollar Tree is actually probably a little bit cheaper even than the $1-ish dishcloth from Target. So that's kind of how that goes. So you can weigh in and make your decision on what works best for you. But I hope this has helped you kind of see how these cleaning cloths actually work in real life.